For classic matches, just like the World Cup videos, why not go to patreon.com/drunkredhead. Hello and welcome once again to another edition of Drunk Redhead Kinda Live. We are kinda live in the same room, but it's a bit cramped. So, oh well, we'll have to do it a bit more cramped. I've got my hashtag fuck ton of notes right here, and I think it's ready to get started. But while we get all prepared and shit, let's put some tunage on for you today. This is Sons of Endor with It's a Trap, kinda live at the Start Inn in Guildford back in 2013. See you in a bit.
It's a trap. a trap!
As previously stated, that was Sons of Endor with It's a Trap, Kinda Live at the Start Inn in Guildford back in January 2013. And if you like that with your ear holes and your face holes and want to go check them out with all your holes, you can go over to their Facebook page, facebook.com/Sons of Endor. A link, of course, will be in the description below. After last month's World Cup preview, we're back to normal now, going through all 4 of the Drunk Redhead favourites, not just football. And we'll start this one off with gaming, because E3 happened, and that's a big thing, because that's where they unveil all the big games, including Bethesda. They're one of my favourite publishers of video gamage, and they unleashed 2 of my favourite franchises' latest instalments. Unleashed Fallout 76. That's looking very good. Of course it is. It's a new Fallout game on the new consoles. It's gonna look good anyway. And they announced Elder Scrolls 6 is real. But that's about as much as they did. They showed a landscape and had Elder Scrolls 6 come up in the writing, and they didn't really give any information. But I'm still excited because, well, Elder Scrolls 5 was pretty damn fucking good, wasn't it? So I want Elder Scrolls 6, and I want it in the current next-gen consoles because it'll look amazing. Also, on my hashtag fucking notes, what else we got? EA. They started bragging about having the Champions League on FIFA 19. Well, as long as it's better than the World Cup DLC they released, then yeah, because that is awfully boring. There's not really much change to it, just adds a couple extra teams and stadiums and a trophy. Also, they're going to have the journey again. Yay. That's exactly what people want when they play FIFA. Next up, Square Enix. They announced Kingdom Hearts 3, which obviously meant that all their fanboys were very happy, although not much Final Fantasy talk and as such, which kind of disappointed them, especially Final Fantasy 7. The remake. When's that happening? It was supposed to be here by now, but it's just not happening. Microsoft, they're giving us a few new games. Battletoads for some reason, and Forza Horizon 3, Forza Horizon 4, which is going to be based in a fictional version of the UK. So I might even play that just to pretend that I've been these places. There's going to be new DLC for Cuphead with an extra playable character. I got to finish the main version first. It's bloody hard, as you bloody well know. And they carry on saying that Crackdown 3 is going to come out. Of course it is, mate. Whatever. There were some other awesome looking games announced at E3 as well, such as the latest edition of Assassin's Creed. Yep, the latest installment of that is Odyssey, which sees them go to ancient Greece, and the main character is called Alexios. It's like me, but with an S at the end. Yay. Plus, the people that made Witcher 3 have now got Cyberpunk 2077, which is looking pretty amazing, although all we saw was a cinematic trailer. There wasn't exactly any gameplay footage. I'm hearing rumours that it might be first person. Fingers crossed it's third person, just like The Witcher 3. Or both, I don't mind, as long as I get to play like the original. And yeah, one more, Smash Bros. Ultimate, out on Nintendo Switch in December. I may purchase that because I now have a Switch. I got myself one over the last month, thanks to having a bit of cash spare. Got Zelda, got Super Mario. It's pretty amazing. I am very much enjoying it. Zelda, it took me days just to get out the first level, so I get the feeling it's going to take me a long time to complete that game. Also got Fortnite for it, but we all know what Fortnite's like. Another game I got was Legendary 11, and that's what I'm going to base my 5 great things on this month. It's going to look a little different because, well, I didn't do it on the Xbox, so I couldn't do it using Upload Studio. So instead I've used the usual movie maker for it. So this is 5 great things from Legendary 11, 5 great goals from Legendary 11, seeing as we're still in the World Cup. Let's do another 5 great goals from Legendary 11 on the Switch. Here you go. Yeah, that was 5 great goals from Legendary 11 on the Switch. It's not as good as FIFA, as you could probably tell there, but it was fun for a little bit until I kept losing, and then yeah, let's stop talking about that. Let's talk about football though, because the World Cup is, well, we're balls deep in the World Cup, aren't we? And there's one thing I want to know: how well did I do on those predictions for the group stage that I did last month? Well, I've got my hashtag fucktonne of notes ready. Let's find out. So Group 1, I said that it'd be Uruguay and Russia going through in that order. Spot on. Group B, I said Spain, Portugal in that order. Spot on. Group C, I said France, Denmark in that order. Spot on. Group D, I said Croatia, Argentina in that order. Spot on. Group E, I said Brazil, Switzerland in that order. Spot on once again. Group F, this is where I start fucking up. I said Germany would top the group and Sweden would not. As we bloody well know, Germany are out of the World Cup. They finished bottom of Group F after losing 2-0 to South Korea in the final game. They also lost 1-0 to Mexico. Oh dear, Germany, what a shame. Never have I been more happy to get a prediction wrong. But I did get Sweden going through right, I just got the wrong position. In Group G, I said Belgium and England in that order and got that one spot on. And finally, in Group H, I said Poland would win the group and Colombia would come second. Similar situation to Germany's group. Similar area, isn't it? Germany and Poland right next to each other. And they were also right next to each other at the bottom of their respective groups, with Colombia topping the group, but I got them right. So all in all, I got 14 out of the 16 teams correct going through, and 12 of them I got their correct placings as well. So I'm pretty proud of that. Special mention in the World Cup goes to Japan, who managed to squeeze through the group stage on fair play after finishing equal, if everything, with Senegal. Goals scored, head-to-head points. It all went down to yellow cards in the end, and Japan had less, despite the fact they kind of, they weren't trying at the end of their match against Poland, and the crowd were booing them, but it didn't matter. And personally, I don't care if they do that. They did what they can to get through. Well done, you. VAR has been a big talking point. It's been fairly annoying having the game constantly stopping at some points, but it has proved a few decisions correct, so I don't mind it too much. Even if it did mean that Tunisia got that penalty against England the other day. England, of course, are doing very well. Beat Tunisia 2-1. Lucky last minute goal, but we kind of deserved it. And then Panama smashed them 6-1. That was fun. 5-0 half time. Didn't feel like an England match, did it? Oh no. Lost to Belgium 1-0, but it was a glorified reserves match. Colombia next, and fingers crossed England can do well and potentially reach the semi-finals. Because if they beat Colombia, then they're playing Sweden or Switzerland in the quarterfinals, and I'd say England are perfectly capable of beating either of those teams, meaning that it's more than likely going to be Spain or Croatia in the semi-finals. You never know. It could be coming home. Probably won't be, but it could be coming home. One shock prediction that I said would happen in the round of 16 would be that Russia would beat Spain. That match is tomorrow, and we'll find out if that happens. Obviously, the round of 16 is currently going on, and 2 matches were today. They've both taken place already, and Argentina lost 4-3 to France. Yes, they didn't even deserve to get out of the group stage anyway. And Portugal lost to Uruguay 2-1, meaning they're out, and Ronaldo's out. Yes, I just don't like Ronaldo, but that's a matter of opinion, isn't it? Let's crack on, shall we? Moving on, it's time to talk wrestling, and well, it hasn't been as big as E3 or the World Cup, but it's been a pretty fun time in the WWE, especially over the last week when the WWE did their second, possibly annual, UK Championship tournament. And it was a 2-dayer. For some reason it was on a Monday and a Tuesday this time, so not a weekender, but it was still pretty damn awesome. Personal highlights include the opening match of the tournament, which was Zach Gibson versus Jack Gallagher. That was pretty awesome, with an amazing submission attempt from Jack Gallagher where he rolled over the rope, rolled him over, and then locked him in a kind of sleeper. It was pretty damn awesome. Zach Gibson won that. Also from the tournament, anything with Flash Morgan Webster in, really, because as long as he's not got a microphone and doing a talk show like he did on the British Fed that was on telly a while back before that got shut down. 5-star, that's the one. He's a pretty awesome worker, and he looks cool too, even though whenever he's got his glasses off he looks as gormless as anything. That probably plays into his advantages when he wants to be an underdog. The semi-main event of that opening day, which was British Strong Style, Pete Dunne, Tyler Bate and Trent Seven against the Undisputed Era of Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong, was probably the match of the weekend. It was just back and forth, amazing action. The main event was pretty good that day. Zach Gibson again, this time against Travis Banks in the final of the tournament. That was pretty good, with Zach Gibson winning, and he got a title shot for winning it against Pete Dunne on night 2, which was also an amazing match and a worthy main event of the entire thing. Also, another match with Tyler Bate and Trent Seven against Undisputed Era for the NXT Tag Team titles. That was pretty damn awesome too, with Mustache Mountain winning the Tag Team titles. And already they've lost it in the tapings, although I don't know when it's actually going to be broadcast. But who cares? They also announced NXT UK. It's a new brand and a new show on the network. Based on the UK stuff. So that second day was basically day 1 of NXT UK, and well, more of the same please, very much. It wasn't just the UK folks having all the fun though. Oh no, Money in the Bank was the other week, the latest ladder match based pay-per-view from the WWE, and Well, it was pretty good, I'd say. There were a couple of duds in there, sure, such as Roman Reigns v Jinder Mahal, but that was obviously going to be a dud, and Bobby Lashley v Sami Zayn, but I think while the feud was a dud, the match was kind of short because Sami Zayn's injured. So, yeah, you do what you do. The ladder matches themselves, they were, well, the women's one was awesome, and the men's one had a good story going through it, where they kept trying to get rid of Braun Strowman, and then he kept coming back, and then he'd just destroy everyone. And as I predicted, I believe on the World Cup edition last time out, Braun Strowman would win it, and I was right, which I didn't actually think was going to happen, because everyone was going, "Oh, the Miz is going to win," but he did not win. And Braun Strowman is Mr. Money in the Bank, and while I can see him cashing it in on at SummerSlam after maybe Roman Reigns has beaten Brock Lesnar, you can see it happening, can't you? Also on the show, Asuka was against Carmella, and it saw the return of James Ellsworth, the mighty James Ellsworth, who will no doubt get the shit kicked out of him by Asuka on the next edition of SmackDown, as that match has been announced. Exciting. Elsewhere, you also had the Styles versus Nakamura, part 4 or 5, I can't remember which it was. I think it was 5, but it was probably the best match of the 5. The WrestleMania one was the worst, and it gradually got better and better as, Nakamura became more heel and there was more story involved. This was a last man standing match, and yeah, unfortunately Styles won again. So Nakamura didn't really... The only one Nakamura actually won was the one on SmackDown to decide the stipulation. I would have liked to see Nakamura as champion, but it is true that he's not been as good as he could have been since moving over to the main roster. Fingers crossed that all changes in the near future, as apparently he's got Daniel Bryan coming up, which I'd like to see that, that's for sure. Another match that surprised everyone, I'd say, would be Ronda Rousey versus Nia Jax. Was actually a good match, despite the fact it had Nia Jax and Ronda Rousey, this is only her second ever match, and if she just carries on like this, she's going to be one of the all-time greats. But of course, that's off 2 matches. But considering the first one was against Stephanie McMahon, and the second one Nia Jax, and she still managed to have 2 good matches. Let's forget that Triple H and Kurt Angle were involved in that first one and helped along the way. She's doing pretty well. Imagine she'll be against Charlotte come WrestleMania next year. That's the rumour mill going at it hard anyway. Next up for WWE is Extreme Rules, which is in a few weeks' time, and sees the return of Team Hell No, or is it Hell Yes now that he's doing Yes? It has been a few years since they were together after Daniel Bryan was being attacked by the Bludgeon Brothers on SmackDown the past week, and Kane came out for the save, and Paige just there and announced the tag team title match. My prediction's not going to be for that though, and it's not going to be for the Raw tag team title match either, which sees the B team, Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel, against Bray Wyatt and Woken Matt Hardy. Although in the build-up you'll see that Bo Dallas does a very good impression of Bray Wyatt. I can't think why. No idea. And also, Asuka is against Carmella in a rematch, and I will make my prediction on that one. I think Asuka is going to win the title after James Ellsworth gets sent to the back, either at the start of the match or halfway through the match. There's my prediction. Asuka to take the title finally. So, moving on from WWE, let's talk Backyard, some old school, something that I did many years ago, although this match doesn't feature me. It's Crazy Dave versus the Widowmaker Dim Van Dam from new and exclusive 4th edition back in the summer of 2003. Yep, 15 years ago. It's pretty old, but it's still classic. Here you go.
not much else to say. Your aggression from a distance left me hungry through the day. That's the way it's gonna be. But if you look into my eyes, you will see something like a green. I need it back. I need direction to believe. Left word to myself so I might see who I might be. Change. Change. A piece of mind I used to carry me through every.
If you enjoyed the soundtrack to that sunny bit of backyard wrestling, well, you can go check out the band. That was Chained by Negative Measures, taken from their release, The Waste Time Continuum. And you can check out Negative Measures yourself by going to their Facebook page, facebook.com/Negative Measures. As always, there'll be a link in the description below. As always, we've reached that point in the show where I like to recommend some music to you that you might have not heard before and that you really should be listening to. And in this edition it is no different. As I was wandering about my local HMV over in Nuneaton, I was looking through the metal section and I stumbled across this beauty. Yep, Debt of Aeons by the awesome doom metal group Kingoat. And well, I bought it, $9.99, can't go wrong, and I definitely did not go wrong. It is awesome. It's some excellent musicianship in there, some excellent vocals. The whole thing from start to finish is just generally awesome, and I would definitely recommend it to you. No favourite track, the whole thing is just something you can sit there and zone out to and enjoy. And if you want to see what all the fuss is about, you can by heading over to their Facebook page and checking them out. facebook.com/KingGoatBry, as in Brighton, because that's where they're from. And if you want to go get the album, click on the links on that Facebook and buy it for God's sake, or go to your local HMV, because apparently they do it. We're done for another edition of Drunk Redhead Kinda Live. I'm going to go eat some ice cream and sweat because it's bloody hot here. But if you're getting the withdrawal symptoms, you can always go find us on Facebook, facebook.com/drunkredhead. And if you want to help us out, if you really want to give us some money, you can on patreon.com/drunkredhead. Another way of giving us some money, if you really want to, is buying a t-shirt over on our DizzyJam page. That's drunkredhead.dizzyjam.com. They're nice, the quality's great, might be a little bit expensive. It's up to you though, innit? Alternatively, if you like crisps, you can go check out a page that I contribute to on Twitter, which is #GoodCrisps. That's at HTGoodCrisps on Twitter. We're currently running a World Cup of crisps because we're jumping on that football bandwagon. As always, I'm not going to leave you empty-handed. I'm going to let you enjoy a bit more music to go out to because, well, face it, you've been looking at me talking for the last 20 minutes. You might as well have something nice put at your face. This is Kingdom of the Blind by Heinous Pianist, Kinda Live at the Big Red in London in April 2018. Yeah, it's only a couple of months ago. If you like them, you can check them out on Facebook. It's facebook.com/Heinous Pianist. Links to that and all the other bands featured on the show are on the description below. Go check them out, all of them. Go on and stop looking at me, for God's sake. Bye.